I'm going to talk this morning about squatting. I'm going to do this in a series of videos looking at various different types of squatting and how it would be used. So to start off, let's just have a look at the basic movement and what it is and why it can be important. So essentially, squatting is simply moving from a seated position to a standing position. But in order to understand the requirements of this, we've got to look a little bit at some physics. Now, if you imagine a pyramid is stable because it's got a wide base, whereas something like a ballet dancer on one foot is unstable because they've got a very narrow base. So the size of the base, how much you've got on the floor, is important to stability. Now, the second thing is that when we stand and when we sit, our body weight acts through us onto the floor, and it acts in a line. Okay, so when we're standing up on 2 feet, that line, our weight line, or officially called our gravity line, ends up between our feet. And when we stand on one leg, the gravity line shifts to the side so that it goes through 1 foot. So if I stand on my 2 legs here, my weight goes equally through each foot. My gravity line goes between my feet. But if I want to stand on 1 foot, I need to shift my weight so that the weight now goes through my single foot. Okay, so that's enough physics. So we've talked about the base of support and we've talked about the line of gravity. So why are those two important to squatting? Well, it's because when we change position from standing to sitting, we change our base of support, and as a consequence we need to move our gravity line. So, when I'm sitting, my base of support is my feet on the floor, my backside on the bench, and the legs of the bench on the floor. So I'm quite stable in this position. But when I stand up, I'm on 2 feet, so I'm less stable and I'm likely to wobble a bit. So moving from that very stable position to a less stable position can be challenging. Now, for day-to-day activities, it's not a problem. But if you've had a knee operation or a hip operation, or you're a little bit older, a little bit unsteady on your feet, then moving from the sitting position to the standing position can be quite awkward, and it can result in people slipping and falling. So let's have a look at how we're going to do this. So first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to turn onto the side so you can just see. So my feet are in front of me, and in that position, in order for me to stand up, my weight is on my backside at the moment, I need to transfer my weight forwards over my feet. So I need to do 2 things. Firstly, I need to bring my weight forwards, so I'm shifting my weight forwards. And secondly, I need to draw my feet. So what I'm doing is drawing my feet backwards, and then I'm leaning forwards. And as I lean forward, now my weight is going through my feet, and I can stand up without any problem. As I sit down, my weight goes forwards through my feet, and I can lower back down onto the bench. Now, if I don't do it in that fashion, I can have problems. So if my feet are forwards here, and I want to stand up, I can't get up easily because my weight won't go forwards enough. And equally, when I come to sit down from this position, my feet are forwards, I'm going to find that I miss the bench and all of a sudden I fall. So I want to bring my feet backwards. Now, if I don't put my weight forwards, I can't stand up at all. So if I'm here, even if my feet are back, I'll find it very difficult because my weight is going backwards. So I can't stand up, and that would be fine, that's safe. But of course, if I don't lean forwards when I'm sitting down, then I can fall. So if I'm coming here, and I think, right, I'm going to come back to the bench, and I'm not leaning forwards, I'm going to fall back. So it's essential that we do those two things. We draw the feet back, and we have the trunk moving forwards. And in physiotherapy, we have a little saying to remind patients of that, and that is, your nose should be over your toes. So in other words, draw the feet back, lean forwards, lean forwards, lean forward, nose over toes, and then I can stand back up. As I come to sit back down, bend the knees, nose over the toes, I'm in control all the way down without falling. Okay, so that's our sit to stand action.